I think if I had to choose between the two of them, which I'm thankful I don't, but if I had to choose between the two of them, I'd have to go with Rob Scott because let's face facts, Bob Doyle is an extra.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Still spinning after all this year. That would have been so appropriate if we were like on the year anniversary. It would have been such a great opening. But we're not. I don't know where we are in that. I think we're past a year now. Didn't we discuss that?
I believe so. You know, I never was a fan of Gaffigan, but I'm warming up to him now. I'm getting to like his material much more.
Rob, that is not consistent with anything
you
have said about.
It's just a bit. No, I'm a big Gaffigan fan. I just wanted to open up with that. And look what I did to you. Look what I did. Yes, I'm. That was a total bit. Total bit.
Yes, I was wounded there for a second. Like, why are you taking this position?
And that is why you tune into the lounge for these types of this repartee that you'll get, boys and girls. You'll and it's what Bob's in Vegas. I'm here.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday,
and we do this for 30 days a week.
Yes, and Desiree is asking if we're celebrating Left-Handers Day, which I only know about because I saw it on Facebook. And I got to say that Rob and I talked about it at length and decided to completely just leave out left-handers. No.
Well, my mom was a left-hander, so no, I didn't know it was Left-Handers Day.
Yeah,
but that's cool.
Yeah, so there, we have now recognized it and celebrated it. I noticed that you are wearing something of a burnt orange shirt.
Yes, this was an inspiration for the guys in the art department.
So they're like, burnt orange, I need an example.
And then I showed them the Los Angeles shirt, the pizzeria that I went to as a kid. On 95th Street, right around 95th in California, right around there on the south side. We would go there after Little League games, win or lose. You get to go to Los Angeles.
Oh, sure.
And
man,
so, yes.
Bummer it feels to be like, sorry, kid, you didn't win.
You didn't
Going
win.
home, it's broccoli for you.
I hope mom left something in the oven for
maybe
you.
there's broccoli.
Maybe.
It's the yellow overboiled broccoli.
Yeah. Or maybe some old frozen pizza rolls that have
right, because you're a loser, kid. You're a loser. Yeah, they've been out on a paper plate for a long time. The pizza rolls have, and you try and microwave them. Maybe big mistake because now they just right.
Styrofoam.
So basically, the lesson is, kids, just try harder. Stop losing all the time.
Win. Be a winner. Losers suck. That's the lesson, boys and girls.
That's right. Hold on. Let's check in at Lake Geneva.
Speaking of winners,
there is
either that or you're a cheater and you're stealing from the IRS or something, because to live there you need a couple of bucks, Bob. But yes, look at how beautiful that is.
Yeah, it's even more beautiful now that I've taken our what is it? What did they call it when it was not Omicron and not Chromacron, when they would put a graphic over something back in the day?
The crumb.
Right? You know what I'm talking about.
It was. I think
cryogenics.
It's not cryogenics. That's the $6 million man, isn't it, or some shit?
That's bionic. Wow, we are.
Whatever. Are those autoerotica? No, those are real scientists. I love when he asked that in Jurassic Park. Are they autoerotica? That does a flyby for the 12-year-olds in the audience. Maybe not. But yes, there's Lake Geneva, and yes, it was. I forget what it was called. But it was a name for the
Chiron, right?
Yes. And so why were you referring to that? Because
I don't know. Because our names were still hovered over the pictures. They didn't scoot out of the.
I don't notice those things.
Yeah, I know, because you're not technical like me.
No,
you don't have the finesse, the technical finesse.
No, I'm in the creative room.
Right.
You know, we always sit up there and just come up with ideas.
That's right. I always say, I walk by there and you guys are just pacing back and forth. You got sticky notes on the.
Up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
feed mayonnaise to the tuna fish. That stuff like that comes out of that. They're thinkers in there all the time, coming up with ideas.
So before we began this extravaganza, there's no other word I can come up with for what we do here each week. But Rob said that he had a story. He had something to bring to this.
I do. In fact, I will share.
Do I need to get ready to make you big?
Yeah. We're not even going there. We are not going there. This is Dora. She is my current roommate.
I'm trying to figure out how to get us in the corner. There. G. Wow.
Yeah, there's
That's
Dora.
not. You're not going to show up. It's Dora. Okay, so that's a really cute, beautiful dog.
Yeah. So
Is
Brett
she
Barney,
an
my buddy-
explorer?
Well, not really. She's pretty sedentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
she
So
doesn't
what's
need-
the origin of Dora?
Oh, look what you're doing there. Brett, my friend at work, he and his wife were going to take a trip to Nashville, I think, and asked me weeks ago. Do you think So I knew he was in a bind, right? You're asking a guy at work. Well,
Because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. I'm just getting the details for the audience. For the audience.
We're in Georgia.
Yeah.
Right. It was a Georgia deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, he said, "Would you watch Dora?" And I said, "Fine." But it's been interesting.
Is that how you did it? He said, "Would you mind watching it?" Fine.
Oh, I don't know. I probably thought about it for what seemed like a minute and a half in my head, but probably was 4 or 5 seconds. And I thought, come on, you don't do much on weekends anyway. You do the laundry. You talk to Bob Saturday night.
Right.
The guys are coming over tomorrow because we're practicing because we're going to sing at church in a couple of weeks. So there's not a whole lot going on here that I couldn't have a rather sedentary dog just hanging out. And I take her for a few walks a day. I mean, how? And, she sniffs and smells and poops and pees and does what dogs do. And
it's good news. This is good news. And then,
so the reason I told you this is because I know you're a big pet person.
Indeed.
And this also showed me that I don't know how quickly I want to jump into the pet parade. It's you got to be there. You got to help. You got to do the thing.
Yes. The dogs in particular, they're very that way.
Yeah, you can have a box for the cat. Just make sure there's food and water out.
We're getting there with Lucy, who I'm gesturing to because she happens to be sleeping on the floor next to me.
Oh yeah, Dora doesn't follow me anywhere. Dora doesn't move, man. Dora just hangs out in the living room.
Oh, really?
Mostly dogs will follow you everywhere. Where are you going? What are you doing? Is there any food there? Are there people there? None of that dog-esque thing going on here.
Wow, so she's just living there.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
she's not cuddled up with you in the bed because I know that's your favorite thing.
Yeah, no, she won't. I know she can handle stairs because she goes when we go in and out of the house to take our walks and stuff. She can handle stairs, but she never comes up. She just hangs out in the living room and then goes in the kitchen and drinks a little water, has a little chow,
How long? Okay, Desiree, well, thank you for stopping by. And by the way, if you're here and you want to get your name in the hopper for the Lounge Around the House game, so you can eventually end up with something that is encased in a corduroy, colored
orange.
Very much like Rob's shirt there, like a fabulous example of burnt orange. Just too bad we couldn't get that shirt in corduroy, am I right?
Well, it was only like $15. I think the corduroy hoodie was like $150, and I just wasn't going to go that high.
No,
for a pizza joint,
Right, exactly.
But it is a similar color. The case that the Lounge Around the House game comes in is a beautifully adorned corduroy burnt orange, akin to this hue. And you were going there because Desiree has bailed out. But the point is that she gave us a few scribbles, and if you give us a few scribbles, you get to be
right.
in the
That's right. That's where I was going.
Long time ago.
The weekly solicitation for that.
But anyway, the dog doesn't do much, which is odd. But will still bark when other dogs walk by the front, so I know it is a dog because this thing doesn't do a lot of dog stuff. But she's got a great disposition, and she doesn't ask for much. And
I'm sorry, how long do you have this alleged
I got
dog?
her yesterday around noon, Monday around noon. So, couple 3 days.
No, 6 days. No, how long do you have her in total?
Friday noon till Monday after work.
Okay. And so you just leave her? You're just gonna leave her at your place while you're at work?
Yeah, I told him. I said, for the pickup, because I think they're coming back Monday. He could have come back Sunday, wanted an extra day. I said, I'm getting up and going to work. He goes, yeah, that's fine. She's used to that. I'll take her out for a quick pee in the morning, and then I'm off to work. And here's the thing, too. Dog's that size. She's some sort of dachshund.
Okay.
Like a wiener dog, but has fur, has longer hair.
Right.
I don't know anything about dogs. The point is that even if she were to poop in the house, for goodness sake, it's minuscule. The little poops are minuscule on these size dogs. Where I was always, when I was a boy growing up, we always had larger dogs. So if a dog makes his business in your house, you know it. This dog. But yeah, so I'll have a Monday, and I guess he's coming over here Monday after work, my buddy, the owner, and we'll pick up Dora.
Cut to next week. Hey, look who I've still got. Cut to next week.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
Still hung up in customs.
Customs
they wouldn't
from
let them
Nashville.
go through customs from Tennessee.
Yeah. They
Oh,
stopped us at the border.
so you went to the aquarium, did you? All right.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Uh,
So anyway, Dora. So I just thought, and it's kind of a cute picture. I took that last night because he
It
sent
is.
a text that said, "Thank you."
It's
And then I said,
adorable, is what it
Oh.
is, ladies and gentlemen.
well played. It's adorable.
Okay, look, I can't hide this. I have to do something technical in the background that now I have to. Thank you. You can just keep doing that until I say stop.
Till the cows come home.
Right. There we go. All right. Now I think hopefully that will work when the time comes for it to work. Sort of. Hold on. Da 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 da. Oh,
What
there's
were
no
you
way it's
doing?
gonna
What
work.
happened? What did you do?
I'm just trying to hold on. Come on, Rob. Why don't you tell a story? You got a bunch of funny jokes. You're good at filling time. Let's pretend you're
I'm out of
MC in
here.
this event. All right. Now we're good.
Tell a joke. I get that all the time. Tell a joke.
Okay, Facebook users here, so maybe that's Tracy.
Oh, excellent. Well, hey. And then the way.
Or it could be
yeah,
Terry.
Oh, could it? I don't know.
It's-
I don't follow that either, just like I didn't know what kind of dog this was. But the woman down the street, here's the thing I have noticed. If you want to meet neighbors, have a dog.
And if you're
You
happy
walk
and you
the
know
dog-
it,
Yeah,
clap your hands.
clap your hands. I'm serious. You walk around with the dog. Oh, is that such a
Oh, I
cute dog?
know.
Like if I was just walking to the pool or something, no one would give a rat's butt. If you
I-
got a
it-
dog with you, it's like a little baby.
It's the only reason I knew my neighbors in Marina Del Rey was walking Cody.
Really?
You know, because it's an apartment complex and there were a lot of dog owners, all these people with emotional service animals. And yeah, so you see the same people all the time and the dogs sniff each other and that's how you get to know people.
Yep. I talked to a couple down here that I probably have never talked to since I moved into this neighborhood. And they were
And if-
very delightful.
And
Very
if I
nice
just
people.
walked up to those people as they were walking their dog and just started talking to them like I would
Yeah.
if I had a dog, it'd be creepy as all hell.
Big time creepy guy.
Why are you talking
hi,
to me? You don't have
I'm
an
your
animal.
neighbor down there. You're right. You don't have an animal. In fact, why are
Oh,
you
look,
walking
she's
at all?
cute. Is it okay, or is this? Can they say hello? That was
Yeah.
the big thing with Cody. Can he say hello?
Can we
If you
pet
just-
the dog? Can we
can
pet
I-
your dog? Yeah, okay, pet the dog. It's not even my dog. That's not your dog? I told everyone it's a rental. That was the word I used today. This is a rental.
I'm just trying it on. Just trying
Trying
it
it
on.
on, see if it fits.
They got a policy. You know,
Yeah.
a
It's like buying a car at
policy.
Carmack. A policy. So that's been my kind of a jump in weirdness, change of how I normally go.
Sure, got a
Having-
house guest that,
Got a
that
house
looks
guest,
at you.
and it's yeah, and I'm going, what? What do you want? And sometimes I figure she wants to go out, and I'll open the door, and she'll look at me like, "What are you, stoned? I don't want to go out." Okay, well, I'm not going to feed you till you explode. There's clean water, blah blah blah. You've had what they told me to give you. I don't know why you're.
I've done
looking.
all I can for you.
I don't know that it's that. It's like having a child.
This
before they
was
can
just
talk.
me. I was
they
exaggerating. I was
cry?
just being theatrical for theatrical effect. I wasn't suggesting that you were doing that. I was
No.
just
But
still
that's
here?
allowed in the lounge. When the lounge is open, you are allowed to be theatrical. That's for sure.
good. That was the whole premise. It was like it used to be called the Aloha Lounge, the place to be theatrical.
Really?
And boy, howdy, were we ever.
And James Lipton used to hold interviews there for a while because we had the theater wing.
That's right.
What
and he
was the name
loved
of
the
that
smell
place?
of kitty litter.
What was the name of that place where James Lipton did all those interviews?
The
Have
Actor
you know what I'm
Studio?
talking about? Thank you. Could not remember that.
I thought that
Yes,
was a
and-
trick question. You're going to say, of course, the
No.
actor studio. I mean, the building and the
No,
address.
that's just like they say. What do they say as you get older? I can remember my, locker combination in 7th grade, but I can't remember my most recent password.
Right. Yeah, it works
So-
like that.
It does. So I couldn't remember the Actors Studio. And then I also remember that SNL guy, gosh darn it, I can't, in Elf. He was an Elf. What, help me out
Will
here.
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell did a great James Lipton. He made fun of him big time. And Alec
yes.
Baldwin Charles Nelson Riley.
Yes. You've sent me that on
That's
several
so
occasions.
funny. Oh, that's so funny to me. Boys and girls at home, if you got 6 minutes to kill, that's some funny material.
Or you can go
And you
back
know
and
who-
watch 6 minutes of a previous episode of The Lounge. So you can get up to speed.
There's that.
I keep thinking,
There's
because
that.
it may just go past some people. But,
What?
every week there's the scroll.
Oh, yeah. The
And every
scroll.
week there's a full story from beginning to end. And a couple of these recent ones, they're fairy tales and they're much longer. And I keep thinking it would be so, like, to get like 20 entries into the hopper, we pop quiz somebody on one of the details of the story.
Well,
So they got to go
that
back and read,
Yeah, that would involve someone on our staff knowing what the scroll said, so that we could answer whether or not they entered the right.
No, we would just use AI. Hey, speaking of AI, I've got some tech to show you.
Wow. Wow. That, boys and girls, is what we call in the business.
Oh, that's right. I
segue.
keep forgetting every single freaking time. The music is not there. And so it's
Why
just like
not?
silent
How did
movie
you break?
aptacular. It's like all right. So this is nothing really new. I think all I'm going to share
Wait. You can't play it with the sound at all? The sound's gone? The sound is forever lost?
I just need to reconnect it. I guess I changed
Never
maybe
mind.
after
Don't
my
monkey- I don't
computer
want you
crashed.
monkeying with the wires.
No, I'm not going to do
Go
it
ahead.
now.
Yeah, so what do you got? What do you got? People are dying here.
We're going to start. Well, luckily, we're here to save lives. So here's a
Good.
picture that will do that. So this was just.
I was going to ask about this. I have it on my sheet. What the hell is the Breakfast Brothers? I wanted to know. And now look, you're going to answer this. We didn't plan this, boys and girls.
I am so happy to hear that you even care at all about the Breakfast Brothers. So,
I saw it and I didn't know what it meant or anything.
but
This is all
doesn't
I
it
got.
just have a look that is like makes you go, "What the hell?" with the Breakfast Brothers, right? Now, obviously, those all have my face as the root. Well, I shouldn't. I mean, maybe you see that, maybe you don't. But the people who watch my Facebook every day know, that I changed my face. So all of those are my face. But I actually wanted to show you how this was done, or what was done with this. And it's two apps, and one of them, and we've talked about both of them, but one of them is the Wombo Dream app. That's the one where you type in text and it comes up with a picture based on what you type. Remember we did that? And so I know I'm asking you because I don't know.
Wow, is that a rhetorical, or do you remember last week when we talked about?
Well, I don't remember exactly when we did it. I don't know if you remember.
Remember when we talked about that? I just like that turn of phrase.
It
Please
did
continue.
sound a little condescending.
Well, this is
So
my job.
here's how it worked. So first of all, I was using the Wombo Dream app, and I said this. I think the exact prompt was Pee Wee Herman eating breakfast. So it's not going to bring you a photorealistic picture of Pee Wee Herman, and so for some reason it interpreted them differently. But I'm going to show you the originals. So this was one of the originals. So that's what it came up with, like just out of the
That's
box.
Pee Wee Herman.
Well, forget that forget the Pee Wee Herman.
No, that's
part.
what they said. Well, whatever. Go on. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. What it referenced is whatever, and
I
some of them
wasn't here
seem to-
last week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't get a note from a doctor, so this is another
Okay.
one,
Yeah.
and this is another one, kind of Pee Wee Hermanish, right? It's kind of
Yes,
acknowledges Pee Wee Herman, and then this. So all these weird,
Ed Norton.
like the fingers are all mangled. It's weird, it's just
Yeah.
not right. Very surrealistic, but still face enough for the Reface app, the face swapping app that I use, can do
Reface.
something with it. So we've talked. That's what when I switch out Jim Sly's face with stuff, I
Right.
use this app to do it. And so I run my picture through, my face over those pictures, so it replaces the really crazy distorted, face with that one. In this case, I brought this into another program so that I could put teeth in there, so it wasn't quite so creepy. So now
Okay.
it's me like with a smile. So then I added my face to the other one that looked, it was based on this, but I wanted this one with the mouth closed, and I added weight
Oh,
to
look,
it.
now you're in the TV show. What is that? Queen of Bronx, Queen of New York, Queen of the Bronx. What was the guy? He was. I forget. He's like a comedian. He was on a TV.
Are you talking about
half-hour
Patton
sit-
Oswalt?
No.
I don't know
No,
what you're
but
talking
now I can't remember. Kevin something. I don't know. Go on.
The King of Queens, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
okay. Patton Oswalt was in that. All right, so then this one, and And this one, I think this one I might have. Yeah, I put new teeth in that one
New
too.
teeth.
And then I just switched. I just flipped them so
You
that I could have
inverted.
sort of a better composition. Sorry, that was just. I was going to show you some other. Um, these are other AI. This is another AI tool, and I just put in words like you can see there nightmare, and it came up with like 9 different ones. And then I was like, up realistic penguins sitting on toilet at the Eiffel Tower.
And don't we all need
This
a
is
copy
like,
of?
yeah, this should people print
I've been
this out
shopping
and
for years, and now look, you have an app that made that for me. I've been looking around for years. You go to these little flea markets, you do the thing on the weekend, looking for a penguin
sitting on a
um,
toilet
by
at
the
the
Eiffel
Eiffel
Tower.
Tower, right?
Yeah,
And
and
I've also thought, I bet you've always wanted to see the irony of the monkey playing on monkey bars.
now is that irony or redundancy?
It's redundancy. But I
Or is
think
it
that
redundant irony? Is that redundant irony? Could we call it that?
we can call it whatever we want to. It's our show. If
I'm just
people don't like it,
asking.
they can
I'm
create
just,
their own show.
yeah, right. They can kiss Bob's ass.
All right. And then, yes, thank you for saying what I was thinking.
Right, right. And then
President
scary.
Kitten Face. I just typed President Kitten Face and this came up.
Wow,
I
you
don't
are
know.
not sharing some of the pharmaceuticals.
Kitten in the
President
coffee
Kitten.
pot.
Okay, well, I could get. The people at Hallmark have got that one handled, but I like President Kitty Face or whatever. That's
President Kitten
that's
Face.
somebody who was, I don't know, whatever your morning pill was. I'd love what that. What
And
is
then
this skeleton?
skeleton in the closet. But I love the one, I can't, you can't see what I'm pointing at, but the middle to the right where he's kind of like he's got his knee up.
7, 8, 9. So left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4. What number?
Six.
Six.
He's
Oh,
got
yeah,
his
where
knee
he's got the
out.
knee
He's like sitting there with
Yeah.
his elbow, like,
I do like
hey,
that
I'm in the
one.
closet.
Keep going. I'm thinking about getting out of
Getting
here.
out of that. Yeah, that's right. And I've been thinking about it for a really
For a
long
long time,
time.
but I don't want you guys to know. I'm gonna just lull you to sleep until I make my move.
Yeah. Well, I was
I
going to
like
actually, if yeah. Yeah. So I just think
What?
it's just so interesting, and the look of those like caricaturized, totally exaggerated faces. I just was in, and then so when I put them together for whatever reason, it was just the Breakfast Brothers,
Yeah,
what I loved about it is
maybe that's what caught my eye. I mean, there was a name, and so then and I'm thinking they're like at the diner discussing, Dad. Remember when Mom and Dad did this, and they chuckle over a cup of stale coffee.
and so what I can do, obviously, if extrapolate what I do, is go in and make those. One of the reasons I shut some of their mouths is so that I could then animate them later. So I could actually create a whole series of the Breakfast Brothers, and have them all
Oh, I like that.
in that quadrant, and then have them take turns talking, and it's just like so the scene
Well,
doesn't really change.
Will you cast me as one of your voices?
Well, it
I wanna
really
be-
is going
I
to
wanna be
depend
part
on
of
your
the-
availability because when the ideas come,
And write them down and send them to me with some sort of electronic device, and I bet you I can get them back to you within 24 hours.
All right. The
Where are
gauntlet
you
has
going to
been
get turned
dropped.
around like that? Where are you going to get turned around like
From
that?
just doing it myself.
Well, that's fair, but you're going to do all 4 and save money.
That's right. Well, because that's what I'm used to doing. I just hit go and I just make stuff up on the fly and
All
never
4
write anything
voices.
down.
I got a budget for 4 voices. If I do them all, I make more money. That
4
happened one
times
time.
as much money.
Yeah, I did that once with Jason Phelps. I got to sing all 4 parts. He had it budgeted for a quartet, and I just did all the 4 parts and made all the money. It was
Although I
pretty
think
cool.
one of the 4 Breakfast Brothers should mumble incomprehensibly.
Okay.
Only the other 3 understand him, but nobody
Or
listening.
here's another way you can go. One of the 4 Breakfast Brothers is like Harpo Marx. He doesn't speak at all, and then you really have. But they understand his either gesture or language or some sort of nonverbal, and they laugh at times where the audience doesn't get why because they all speak whatever.
I'm just thinking of
maybe
the technology I would use, which would basically just kind of give me some control over their face and head a little bit. So without saying
All right,
anything,
so-
I'd have
so
to just
He mumbles.
yeah, just like this, like the low talker on Seinfeld.
Okay.
About the puffy shirt.
Yeah. And they lean in over the table. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did I agree
Yeah.
to that? When did I agree?
So here's something I did. I forgot to tell you this last week, and I did this. And how many? I'm going to guess 0. How many times have you vacuumed with a shop vac your attic? But I had to do that
0
last
times.
week. if you remember back a few shows ago, see, I get to do the same thing, and I talked about the fact that I got a new roof. What if they're clones? Oh, yes, with Michael Keaton. That's good. That's well played with the smiley face. I dig it. I dig it. Did I just say I dig it?
That's
Anyway, I got a new roof, and I never gave it any thought, but I had to go up there for something the other day, and there was crap everywhere. Because the attic, there is only one thing between the attic and the great outdoors, and that is the roof. And when they replaced pieces and they did, put new wood in and everything and rotted it, all the crumb, nails, everything was up there all over my luggage and everything. So I had to go up there.
I don't know why that struck me as funny, but nails and everything all over my luggage.
Excuse me. Yeah. All over my luggage and bags of stuff that I have up there, cables and whatnot and what all. And the point is, I had to go up there and vacuum with a shop vac, and that was brutally hot.
Yes, I was about to say that would not be fun in Atlanta.
I went
this
at
time
9
of year.
in the morning, and I came down just dripping, drenched. And I'm thinking, these people who put roofs on in the summer or work on your HVAC in your attic in the summer, like my son-in-law does. He's an HVAC guy sometimes. I bet you would have to drink so much stinking water to stay hydrated in those types of jobs. I was up there at 9 o'clock. I was probably done by 9:40. I came down my shirt. I had to hang it just on in the shower, and we're not even thinking of putting this in the hamper. It was like I went swimming in the thing, and I was only up there for 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, I can absolutely imagine it because I remember attic in Atlanta. And just you open up that thing and you put your head up there and it's like, it's just so freaking, it's so dangerously hot. It's so stupid to go up there.
That's the word. Yeah, that's the word, dangerously hot.
Yeah.
I remember, and we didn't know
hot.
this. Yeah, Africa. Well, actually, Africa, it's their winter. Oh, did I ever tell you that story? The neighbors of Mark's when I lived at Mark all those years ago?
Maybe,
and
it sounds obnoxious.
And I said the line, I forget their names now, John and Pat, whatever. And they were a nice couple next door, and you do the next door, you get to know them, and they know who I am.
Not their real names.
Not their real names, right? To protect John and Pat. So anyway, but one day, I guess I'm trying to remember, I think John was the teacher. Yeah, he was like a middle school teacher. And anyway, one day it was Atlanta like that, 100 degrees. How you doing, Rob? And I go, it is hot, John, man. It's Africa hot. The joke, the line, you always hope to get a laugh. Well, actually, Rob, in Africa right now, it's not summer, it's their winter because they're on the so-and-so side. And then Pat, I remember her from inside, would you stop? He was that guy.
Oh, that's too bad that.
Yeah.
Like if he was serious, then that's.
He was pretty serious. He wasn't yucking it up. He did it with a smile, but I really think he was.
Well, you stupid idiot.
Yeah, he wasn't.
It's really not hot in Africa right now.
No, well, it's not.
Moron. Everybody freaking knows.
Everybody knows. What time is it?
Some turkey and some mistletoe.
And with those words, Rob Scott and Bob Doyle brought the Lounge Show to another inauspicious close. Join us next week, won't you? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of The Lounge Show.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.